this is the best time to get into Wuthering Waves, so get your ass in here, right? And no, I'm not joking. Now, if you're a completely new player, you don't gotta worry about the very bad content drought we currently have, or the low amount of pulls, because there's an insane, disgusting amount of asterite for you to farm in the overworld and simply progressing through quests, right? So, with that said, let me lay down the most optimal pulling plan for a new player to destroy the endgame content, right? And no, I'm not really exaggerating. I'm actually being completely dead serious. So, of course, if you're a new player, you wouldn't really know what I'm talking about. So let me walk you through it. Galbrena. This is a pistol user. Look at the aura. Wow. Right? So fucking badass, and she's also pretty easy for most people to use. This seems to be a common trope with limited gun DPSs. They are incredibly fucking easy. So, if you're an average player, you're still going to be able to see pretty solid use from this character, even if you aren't playing them to their max potential. So, one of the strongest DPSs currently, very good value. On top of this, she's one of the few DPSs as of late who only gets like a 20% jump from getting her signature weapon. What do you use instead? Well, there's an amazing free-to-play alternative here called Static Mist. So, you can use this instead. It gives crit rate, attack, energy regen increase, and a bit of an attack increase. Now, of course, you can't really use this because it says incoming resonator's attack is increased, but it's still pretty fucking strong. You don't need this signature at all, right? So, what do I do after I pull Galbrena, Gabby? You pull Lupa, right? Pull Lupa. This is a very, well, as versatile you can really get as a support in this game if your name is an SK. She is a very strong buffer for basically all fusion units in the game, and specifically when you run mono fusion, which is 3 fusion units together on the same team, she becomes exponentially stronger as a buffer, and that's actually one of Galbrena's strongest teams in the game. And you may or may not have noticed, because you're a completely new player, Mortefi is a fusion 4-star who buffs heavy attack, who Galbrena also deals, and Mortefi is just incredibly fucking busted in fusion. So, if you overcome the skill gap, right, you break through your limits and run no healer, you can run triple fusion with Galbrena, Mortefi, and Lupa, and you will be very, very juicy in being able to clear endgame content, right? However, that's not all. We as well have Sanhua in here. Sanhua is the other strongest 4-star in this game, right? So, the 2 strongest 4-stars in this game are on the exact same banner. You have 2 characters who aren't all that reliant on their weapon, which means you don't need to worry about spending a bunch of asterite without missing on half of the character's performance, right? And something Kuro added a little after the anniversary was now completely new players can actually pull on some version 1 character banners, and this includes SK, right? SK is basically the only T0 support this game has, because she's the only support Kuro went out of their way to make sure she works with almost every single type of damage type the game has to offer. On top of this, she's a healer, so she's able to solve a lot of casual player skill issues, which I imagine a new player would especially have. As well, what I'd recommend most people do, I believe you still get a standard 5-star selector at the beginning of the game as a new player, so you can also choose Verena, and you now have 2 general healing buffers you can use for both teams if you find Galbrena, Mortefi, Lupa to be too difficult for you, right? So, in my opinion, this is the greatest time to get into the game. On top of this, the end game is obviously shilling Galbrena a little bit, which makes it even easier for the newer player to clear. The only bottleneck you're going to have as a new player is your level is going to be low. There's nothing you can really do about that. I've noticed this, that in HSR, because of how much longer it's been out, you can basically instantly get to level 60 after clearing all endgame content and max your character's levels. But in WUA, this isn't really the case yet, and you kind of need to go out of your way to use premium currency to really get those echoes and as well as your level up as quick as possible. But at the end of the day, you don't need to speedrun, right? I'd only recommend slightly speedrunning the first few days you play the game, or you can just re-roll accounts to see if you can get lucky on getting both of these characters. And once you do get decent luck, or you just achieve both of them in the next 16 days, then I'd say you can take your time playing the game, enjoy it, because at the end of the day, it's a solo player game and it isn't a race. And the amount of asteroid you get in return for clearing the endgame content isn't that huge, and in the first place as a new player, you should be mainly focusing on actually enjoying the game, the events, the endgame, or sorry, just content in general, story, instead of trying to instantly push everything. Not that you can't do that, but that I wouldn't recommend it if you simply want to enjoy the game. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you agree this is an amazing time to get into the game? I think it's fucking amazing, and myself, I'm actually thinking of making another new free-to-play account and seeing how quick I can actually clear WeWa and TOA if I do this exact same polling plan, because it seems just like a really fucking solid plan in all honesty. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Good luck with any of your upcoming polls, and peace out.